All right. Howdy, YouTube. So I just got done uploading the last episode, so we're gonna jump right in where we left off into episode 2. Um, Real quick while this is loading up, if you haven't watched episode 1, there are flashing lights. So if you're sensitive to flashing lights, please stop watching the video now. Please turn on something that is more comfortable to your condition. Thank you. That said, to everybody else, yeah, like I said, this is episode 2 of Hogwarts Legacy. Haven't decided what I'm going to name this one yet, but we gotta... Mother! I don't have to spell see that. Fuck! Okay. We'll talk to Fig.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
You know what? Baladin plays his own hand, so he's not ashamed of lying.
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Yeah, like I trip down
Good.
into the basement with the
Now,
popsicles.
as
Don't
capable
tell your
as you
headmaster about
are,
that.
I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well-trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
If you don't know how maps work, this is how maps work. I like getting Accio first. Defense against dark arts is a bit funner
The
for
map
me.
is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like
gonna
you've
try and
quite a
win
day
the
ahead, with
Wizard's
classes
Court.
and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Yeah, no pressure or anything. Just, fate of the world and all that. In fact, you know what? Whoops. I'm Goth Bad Guy. It's an inside joke for myself. Hey, Peeves. I guess I'm going this way. Blast this castle and its corridors!
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Alright. So...
I cannot do this for all eternity. What do you want?
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Look inside my notebooks.
Did you see Claire's
Let's
hair
just
today?
keep our heads about this. Oh, I'm too sorry. I didn't mean. Leave me be. I could undo.
So, Headmaster Black has forbade pets within Hogwarts. Okay? Okay. We also know that it is fully within the canon for people to turn into cats. So, are we petting someone? Is this a person here?
Enough! You'll get
It's
us all
nice to see
detention.
you, my young friend.
And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boots and it wasn't Flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Black.
An ass. Alright, time for math. Uh-huh. I see. You see, dude, I swear the items in this game are randomly placed. They have to be. Because I'm finding stuff that I've never found before. No value. Screw it. I really hate the shin socks. I really hate this design for the pants. Like, for a first year, it's an okay design. It's whatever. But, they look dorky. Not a bad guy. Swears he's not a bad guy. Ominous? No, just some other blonde Slytherin. Eh? Okay. I thought that, like, regenerated itself or something. But no, I guess it just did its normal move animation. I feel like that is a puzzle there. I'm supposed to light once I get something that can cast fire. Yeah.
Every time I'm there,
When someone says something nice, they want something.
Here,
Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Gryffindor.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms?
Yeah, one grows people
Anyone?
and one
Anyone?
changes color.
Hmm? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another.
Okay, that Hufflepuff has a guilty
even remember
look,
how to
so
perform a
she
basic
probably
summoning
did.
charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
And we shall have ourselves a rousing match of Dodgebrook!
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
So I'm going to do my best to win. And that may mean knocking Onai's balls over. That may mean
I've always found that fun goes
doing
hand
some
in
other
hand
shit.
with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players
ignoring
amongst
her
us would
plays.
agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Alrighty. Okay.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and
So-
relinquish your charm at the last possible moment.
If I remember
Now,
right.
think of this like gobstones, if you will. But
Ah,
instead
shut
of
up.
throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes? Now, I could keep talking about theory all day, but practice is the best professor. Show us how it's done.
Thank you. I will. So if I remember right, If I release it right as it starts to get into the 30 range, it'll land right perfectly onto 50, but I have to do it just right. It also has to do with the ball achieving more momentum as it gets pulled, so we'll see.
Accio.
Yeah,
That's
there.
it.
Perfect!
Splendid.
Okay.
Excellent control there. Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
All right.
You be the blues just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Gryffindor.
Watch this. There we go.
Okay.
Accio.
Perfect.
That's it.
Isha.
Awesome.
That
She
is
screwed
how it's
herself
done.
up. Oh, perfect.
Well done. Let us see this.
I don't even need to screw her up.
Accio.
Perfect.
A perfect score. Remarkable.
Yeah. It's because I'm a badass. And I've had practice.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
Wuss.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it.
I am making
this round
bets.
settles it all.
Here we go. Phew.
Okay.
Accio.
Perfect.
Splendid.
Be sharp.
She gonna try and push her ball. Ah!
That is how it's done.
Not quite.
Quite impressive. Let us see this.
Yeah, her AI's trying to push one of her balls in
There
at
we go.
least. Yep.
Accio.
Excellent control there. Very good, both of you. Well done.
I don't care if there's no special reward for beating her. I like to know that I beat her.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you.
You did.
Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Well, you know what? It's the start of the new video.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world.
Wow, way to brag.
So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use
if you
Accio
would.
on humans, if you're so inclined.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Alright. Got my Accio.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Shatner roll.
Hello, you wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about.
You're not the press,
Hope
are
your
you?
first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
Thank you, but it really wasn't all that challenging.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be a bit overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I find Professor Ronan's lessons a bit more challenging than you do.
Accio!
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was. scented flu powder.
I thought there was a dot over all that. I am recording, aren't I? Yes. Yes, I am. Excellent.
Revelio.
Something Professor Shah is not.
Because you can't be a classy motherfucker if you don't sip some
What are you
tea.
up to now?
Oh, I've been trying to chocolate.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge.
Are you going to sell us your Lamborghinis now?
To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle.
Okay, I know what
Now,
the Oreos
let's
are.
practice
They're like
what we've
cots,
just learned,
but what's an
starting
unspeakable?
with something small.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Poor Ominous. If he wasn't blind, he'd have gotten out of the way of that.
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember?
Levioso.
Good. Now, well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and
I'll whoop
protection.
your ass!
You may begin.
Levioso. Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Good form.
I know.
Protego. Levioso. This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say
All of my students were this adept.
Oh, he hit his head on the edge of the table. Did you guys see that?
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
You didn't even touch me.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Oh, I'm not much for dueling. I prefer to keep things friendly.
Revelio.
Of course you do, Hufflepuff.
Huh. Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Go on.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
Luke and Brattleby.
Till next time.
I really do enjoy this game. It is probably the best that I've played in about 10 years. Aside from Elden Ring, but Elden Ring is its own deal. This is so lore friendly. Like, I never read the books per se, but I know exactly what this thing is. And I know how important it is to the Harry Potter story. Like, you know, so it being here is pretty awesome. The accuracy of this game, like, it's honest to the lore. Like, it keeps to the original lore. It's independent of the movies, so it's its own story. Yeah, it's a great game. It's open world for the most part. There's a few areas that I'm a little disappointed that you can't fly around. But for how much you're allowed to fly, it's amazing.
Revelio.
Off on another adventure, are we?
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Have you and Professor Fig not discussed my training?
He continues to be reticent about the details, mentioning only a few spells. Revelio, was it? And Lumos?
That's correct, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration.
Some are very, very useful. Others are totally useless.
Can you tell me more about the potions shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
Sebastian.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor. This is the right area. Got it. A flying page must be around here somewhere. Accio! Brilliant. Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoilsports. Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Gobstones? Sounds like a fun challenge.
That's what I tried to tell everyone. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing.
Exactly.
Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Rather an overreaction on their part.
I'll say. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented fifth year to help me.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
Alrighty.
You should be more careful. Peter has a
Simply
brand
because you
new
had one
gate.
victory over
Just
Sally.
beware the
He never
open
backs down from
flame.
the fight.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones. Well, that's one of Zenobia's gobstones. I hardly see what all the fuss is about. Accio!
What did the other one say? Ah! Wait, I thought that was right. Is it not? Hang on. It's fine. That's 5. That's 9. Oh, it come out to 14. There we are. Cool, I found my table.
Have you ever noticed them potions that we got?
There's something in there.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have.
Lumos.
Do come and find me if you stumble.
That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
Is it not here? I guess it's on the other side.
Accio! This looks like the location from the painting. Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
Professor Howard.
Ha! I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame. Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Meat, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth! I should have seen that.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones. Accio!
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Oh, whoops. Ayo! Found those right away. Awesome.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
That'll repeat anytime that I enter an area that I've already gotten a gobstone out of. Excuse me. Solomon Grundy just want normal pants.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Levioso!
Alrighty, there we go. It's cool, I got a desk.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most
Revelio.
included.
Accio. Revelio. Accio. That's the last of Zenobia's gobstones. I should go and see her.
I'm just yank this plaque.
Revelio.
Now, my first run through, when I did this mission, I told her it would be a bad idea to continue playing with her gobstones, but I'm kind of on a warpath when it comes to the house points right now. So I want to see if telling her, you know, to keep playing with her gobstones will lower her house points.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Because what I'm finding out is making certain choices is actually costing that. Which is fine. That's a fairly decent thing to do. It makes me feel immersed in the game a bit more. But, that definitely means I'm going to need to make certain choices if I want my house points to go up and stay up. And I also need to make choices to encourage their house points to fall without hurting my own. So
Lumos.
Ominous.
I hope you've had more luck than I did tracking down my gobstone.
Hello, Zenobia. I found all your gobstones.
Really? I didn't think it was possible. However did you do it?
Common sense and basic magic.
Well, may I have my gobstones back?
Of course. They are yours after all.
Oh, how wonderful. I shall dedicate all of my future victories to you. Speaking of which, now that I have all my gobstones back, I wonder if anyone in the common room would be up for a game.
That's a wonderful idea.
I'm sure they'd be willing to play after the trouble spent getting them back. It's a fine idea.
Isn't it? Oh, we'll have so much fun together laughing as all the losers get sprayed, which won't include me. Very well, off I go. Wish me luck.
All we gotta do is wait.
I trust the preliminary tasks.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we? Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation and movements. I want to see some vigor. Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic. That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought him too accurate and lashed out.
Finally have an answer as to why that portrait was empty. Sharp was in a mood the other day. Student got their sleeping draft right.
Go have some unsanctioned duels, why don't we? Oh, that's not a chest. Okay.
Here I've come from the toilet bowl where she said I could swim, did you praxia mole? As long as for only one time per week, I can plunge the boy's lavatory, not for the meek.
These peas will make me late.
He tried to stop me, did rancorous carp, sought to trap me, confine me inside of a jar. But he failed, as did his containment charms, so I took my revenge to wreak havoc and harm. It was granted my privileges be handsome indeed, or I'd fire up the cannon, and so she agreed. To draw up a contract with her, not with him, that if I behaved, I'd have one weekly swim! Whee!
Kind of a dick thing to do. let Peeves swim around in the boys' bathroom.
Make it. Lucan's just...
Levioso!
Lucan's just over there. I don't talk to him. He bullies me.
Can I help you?
Sebastian told me to see you about a club.
If Sebastian vouches for you, that's all I need to know. I coordinate duels for crossed ones. A dueling club of sorts. It's invitation only, so you must have really impressed Sebastian.
That's nice.
I'm flattered to hear that. Sebastian's not a bad duelist either.
Imagine it's quite something to see the two of you duel.
How does cross wands work exactly?
You show up, I match you with other duelists, and whoever is still standing in the end wins. It's our way of determining the school's greatest duelist once and for all. And to liven things up, the winner is awarded a prize. Interested?
Of course I am.
Of course. Dueling's an entertaining pastime.
I agree. Besides, in crossed ones, you can duel with a partner if you like. Your first time I'll pair you with Sebastian. Next time, you'll need to bring a partner along, or duel alone. So, care to step into the ring?
Get me in the ring.
Spectacular! Let the fireworks begin!
We'll make you regret signing up.
Malicious little bitch.
Potato! Levioso!
Springo!
Stupefy!
Find the one! Expulso!
Defendo!
Levioso! Lumos! Levioso! My way. Stupefy!
Expulso!
Lumos!
Levioso!
Come on! Levioso! Levioso!
That's all you've got. Expulso!
Potato! Levioso!
Barely scratched.
Nice work. Sebastian wasn't wrong about you. There's strong competition ahead, but keep this up and you could be the next school champion.
Brilliant. Count me in.
I shall. Now, it takes time to organise these duels, but check with me later. I may have something lined up for you. Again, congratulations on your first crossed ones victory. Well fought. Hope to see you back here again.
I do need to go into my quests here. So let's check out my gear. Then.
I feel sorry for your next opponent.
Just wait till I've grown a bit. Then we'll see how well you do.
Yeah, but then I will have grown a bit. And I'll still kick your ass!
Revelio. Lumos.
What are you up to now?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. Ominous music.
Why study in the common room when you could be outside?
Good thing Professor Weasley.
I really have made a mess of...
Is everything all right?
Oh, hello. Thank you for asking. I'm Cressida, by the way, and I'm afraid everything's not all right. I may be in a spot of trouble with the librarian. You see, I'm fond of creating my own charms. Thought I'd perfected my light as a feather charm to use on my library books. My arms get so tired carrying them around all day. But I must have confused the Latin word for feather with bird in my incantation, because when I opened my bag just now in the library, they literally took flight.
That sounds brilliant, actually.
Thank you. Somehow I don't think the librarian will see it that way. I collect the books and remove the charm myself, except this isn't the first time one of my charms has threatened the peace of the library. Our meet told Madame Scribner they were my books flying around, so she said that if I caused her any more trouble, she'd write to my parents. Perhaps you could get them for me. There are only 5. She won't be suspicious of a new student looking around.
Why did Army tell Madame Scribner that they were your books?
Oh, to be perfectly honest, I don't think he meant any harm. I think he was impressed, bragging on my behalf. Amit spends a lot of time gazing at the stars, but he knows a good charm when he sees one.
I suppose I could help, if I have the time.
Oh, I'd very much appreciate it. One of the books is my diary. I'd rather it not fall into the wrong hands. If you could collect them and bring them to me, I can remove the charm.
Her diary is pretty boring.
Accio! Got it. Only 4 more to go.
Sleek sorcerer hat.
Accio! This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her.
Damn it. Where the hell is that book?
Revelio.
There.
Accio. That's the last book. Now to take them back to Cressida. Revelio.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Hello, Cressida. I collected your books, including your diary.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you. I'll happily take the heavy lot off your hands now.
No! Okay.
Here you are.
Well, lesson learned. I certainly won't be practicing any charms in the library again anytime soon. Now, to work out where I went wrong. Perhaps I should start brushing up on my Latin. Thank goodness some people are trusting.
Alrighty. Time to get back on track. I like having the wand away. Secret rooms. Another hat. Level locked. Okay then.
My sisters always want me queen.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Well, fancy meeting.
Revelio. Hello, Sebastian.
Ah, my new charge. I'm told you're in dire need of supplies, and I'm to accompany you into Hogsmeade for them. Is this your first foray into the village?
It is. I haven't left the castle since I arrived.
Well, I shall endeavor to be the very best of guides, then. Hogsmeade's a charming little place. Self-contained, too. We should be able to find you everything that you need. Shall we?
Self-contained also means no flight zone! Stupidly enough. There's also, like, one mountain in the middle of the map that, like, you could totally fly over, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to fly over it, but you can't. But you can fly everywhere else, which is pretty awesome. And you've got, like, the entirety of Scotland to play around in, which, to me, is really awesome. outside is
I was
so
glad Professor Weasley asked me to
beautiful.
join you today.
As am I. Thank you, by the way.
Of course. You're the only one who's ever bested me in a duel. The way I see it, I'd be wise to keep an eye on you.
A knee reversal hex on a second year.
Speaking of Weasley, she seems to have taken quite a shine to you.
Has she? That's nice to hear.
I'm still surprised that a professor would entrust me with anything, given my detention record.
Spend a lot of time in detention, do you?
Just enough to keep me well-rounded. Speaking of detention, this trip to Hogsmeade might have saved me from one.
Glad I could be of service.
Madam Scribner, the librarian, was on the hunt for me, as is often the case. Professor Weasley came to retrieve me, and I was able to convince old Scribner that I had somewhere to be.
So how did you manage to get on the librarian's bad side?
Well, I suspect it's a matter of differing opinions. She thinks I shouldn't be allowed in the restricted section, and I, on the other hand, am inclined to disagree. Oh, just one moment. This is an excellent spot to gather lacewing flies. They're pretty to look at. If you stew them long enough, they make a powerful potion ingredient.
I wish you could grab these. Yeah. Just as little, like, junk potions. Yeah.
Merlin's beard from the Forbidden Forest. Look!
What's going on?
See for yourself. Quite a sight, isn't it? You certainly don't see that every day.
Do you think Poppy's already seen the hippogriffs?
Absolutely.
Likely already named them too.
To the left is the Forbidden Forest. Out of bounds to all students.
Oh, hence the name.
Precisely. They think it's too dangerous. I think they need to have more confidence in our defensive abilities. Ah, you can see Hogsmeade just past those ruins up ahead.
The ruins? Uh-oh.
Have you had much of a chance to explore the castle?
A little. It's positively enormous.
It is that. I've been there 5 years and barely scratched the surface. Loads to see, places to discover.
Oh? Any you'd like to share with the class?
Perhaps one day. I can't go around telling you all my secrets now, can I? You still haven't told me how you became so good at dueling.
We're just gonna let that hang
I've
there.
always thought Thestrals pulling a carriage a bit grim. Though I suppose most people don't actually see them at all.
But you can see them.
Unfortunately. But you've seen quite a bit yourself firsthand too. Most notably that dragon attack. Hopefully the rest of your year isn't as eventful.
Also, way to fucking jinx it.
Mr. Moon! He's the Hogwarts caretaker. Looks a bit worse for wear. Hello, Mr. Moon. Have you met our new 5th year?
Pleasure. You might want to turn back, Mr. Sallow. Turn and run.
Is everything all right, sir?
Oh, look right at me. Eyes big as saucers.
What did, Mr. Moon?
Guys. Ugly and airy and terrifying. I shall be at the castle where it's safe. Good luck to both of you.
A demiguise? Huh? I don't know what he's putting in his pumpkin juice, but he's obviously had too much of it. I've never seen Mr. Moon in such a state.
Collect those.
Mr. Moon is quite the character. My sister Anne.
I'm actually going to take a moment and stop the recording here, and this is going to be episode 2. Thank you everybody for watching the video. If you've managed to catch me in your feed, Stick around for the next episode. It should be posting real soon. In fact, actually, I'm going to start up the recording right after this and get episode 3 recorded as quickly as possible. I'm wanting to make these around an hour to an hour and a half, just to save time as best as possible, as well as get enough content for everybody to enjoy. But yeah, if you've liked what you've seen, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and please share the news around. Scripted_Valor is on YouTube. And yeah, I'll be sure to bring out some more content, probably some live streams of Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. I may do some other recordings of games like, you know, Bloodlines, which is also another Masquerade title. I may also do some playthroughs of Elden Ring. I'm currently working through that with some family members of mine. I'm sure they would enjoy the clout. Anyways, catch you in the next video. Bye!